Time has played its tricks on us here in Marina Chiapas. 6 months has slipped through our fingers like water, somehow feeling both endless and fleeting. Here in southern Mexico, our to-do list is still pretty hefty, but Mother Nature has finally cracked open a window of opportunity to get out of here. And whilst it's bittersweet, we still have quite the list of boat jobs to get through. With a half-finished dodger needing fairing still, bare stanchions where lifelines should be, our life raft still seeking its permanent home, oh and the engine, silent for longer than we care to admit, has waited patiently for its routine service. We now find ourselves in a race against time, scrambling to ready our sailing boat before this precious weather window slams shut. So join us on this adventure as we work to break free from the dock lines that have both sheltered and confined us these many months. And subscribe if you haven't already. We have a lot of exciting things on the horizon.
We're out of here, baby. Let's go.
Alright, so we have the Dodger here, and Barker and I went in last night and did all the seams, which we're really delighted by actually. It's a very cool aluminium boat, 60 foot behind us, which is very cool. Hi! Anyway, we are continuing this morning. I'm going to sand it to make sure it's 100% fitting to the boat. And when I'm happy it's 100% fitting, we're going to unscrew the little screws that were holding it down. We decided to add them yesterday to bring the whole amount forward. It was tilting back a bit more than we wanted. We'll unscrew those and then we'll lift it to the yard and start the fairing process. Our camera's broken. I don't know if you can see this, but it keeps just unfocusing, so we need to figure that out, but that's for another day. Something moved then.
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, we went to unstick it, and whilst we were happy it was unsticking, we weren't happy with the thickness of the seam. We bought this seam tape back in Grenada and we never intended it to be the lip that kept the Dodger down, and we're just not satisfied that it's thick enough. So we're now going to go in with the Slough and Total boat and do 2 more layers this morning. So yeah, it's going to be super beefy, but that's how we want it to be. Obviously, it's all very well having a really strong Dodger, but if it's not going to stay on the boat, then you may as well not have a strong Dodger.
Feels like that's almost loose. All at once. Looks good.
It's this front bit that's going to be interesting. This is on tape here up to there.
Yeah, okay.
It's only that bit that's not on tape.
A lot of that's about to come off actually already.
It'd be best if I take it when you go down.
I'm gonna step up, okay? So
Okay, yep, go ahead. Okay.
Oh, it's such nice flat bit.
We're gonna do the windows once it's on the boat, yeah?
Oh, or in the yard.
I don't think we want to make it much heavier for coming up and down. And the windows are quite useful handholds as well.
Taking the Dodger for a walk.
For the last bloody time.
Yeah, for the last time. Thanks, Parker. I am fairing this evening. We want to leave the marina in about 2.5 days time. So the time crunch to get this dodger faired is absolutely on, but I have no worries. I know we'll get it done. But yeah, it's just all go right now for us at the marina doing this dodger. But this is the fairing stage, so this is really exciting. We're just using the Total Boat epoxy and micro balloons to do this, and I'm just using a putty knife, and I'm just going to lather it all over, and then I'm going to come in tomorrow and sand, which is exciting. First lyrics. Going on in that beach, right? Really loving it. Looking good.
Okay, so 3, 2, 1, up. Slowly.
Right. Yeah.
Slowly.
Yeah.
Got it? Okay, wait for a sec.
It got heavier.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm not ready, I'm really twisted.
Okay.
Oh god.
Got it?
Yeah. Very happy with that. Well, it's all a bit crazy this evening because we actually leave tomorrow to head up north. It's a long story, but essentially there's a really good weather window and there's really high winds coming for the next 10 days. I mean, like 55 knots of wind. So we need to get going, and therefore we've just spent the day frantically fairing, sanding, and now cleaning, and then we're going to give two coats of the Total Protect barrier coat to give it some waterproofness and protection, and then we're going to keep fairing when we get up north in Mexico, and then paint it and do all that stuff up north. So a little bit crazy, but I know we've got it, and what's a bit of stress to kick people into gear. Not that we needed that because we were already in gear, but yeah, let's paint. The sun's only just rising, so I've got to be quiet. But this morning we are mounting our life raft, and I don't know if we've explained already, but we decided to take it off the side of the boat. So we had it mounted with our lifelines before, and whilst that was fine, the safest place for it is, you know, actually on the boat.
There is one slight drawback about having it here, so it's less easy to get off.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah, we weighed up all the pros and cons. So
if it's on the side, you can just cut the straps and it goes. However, you know, if you're in really big weather and your stanchions wipe out, you lose your life raft. It being here, it's also a centre point and it's a heavy thing, and we like keeping the weight, you know, in the centre if we can. And this is also like the topmost bit of the boat. If the boat was sinking, you'd obviously want it as high up on the boat as possible, as when the boat went down, then you can let it off. So we thought about this quite long and hard, and I think this is the best place for it. And you know, it's not permanent. If we decide in a year's time we want to move it back, we can. But for now, I think we're pretty confident in our thoughts to move it onto the pilot house.
No, don't rub them out.
Anytime we drill through the deck, we've learnt to just epoxy it, regardless of whether we're unsure about the deck type. So here we're pretty sure there could be some wood in it, which is a reason to definitely epoxy before we put the bolts in, even though we're super flexing. But for small jobs like this, we're using these little sticks. They're actually really handy. Got the mixing tray, and I've been rinsing through paintbrushes this summer with epoxy. Even if I put them in acetone, it's just melting them. So these are little paper cotton buds, and so they're biodegradable, and you can just dip them in epoxy and go around, and then it can also be a mixing stick, and then you can throw it away. So this works quite well. I'm doing forward starboard. Aft port. Coming through.
We're really happy with how this has come out. At some point, we'd love to add a quick release system to it, but for now, this webbing and a knife attached will do the job. Now it's on to the servicing of the engine, starting with the engine anode.
This is the engine anode, which I've just taken out, and it looks pretty good still, so I'm going to put this back in and carry on with the rest of the maintenance. So this here is our primary fuel filter, and I've just got to get in there and check both of these to make sure that there's no gunk or anything like that in them. Now that all of the fuel filters are changed and done, we need to start the engine, and I'm always a bit nervous doing this after leaving it sitting for a while, so fingers crossed everything goes well. But here we go, Becca's going to be out there checking water going out of the exhaust. Alright, now that's got up to temperature, I can kill it now, so I just hold this, I'll put it in neutral first, and then hold this. Engine's all run, and seems all good. We had a little bit of a block in the anti-siphon valve for the engine, but I don't know, I think some bug had made a little home in there or something like that, so that's all cleared out now. And now for the hardest bit of this is pumping the oil out, because this takes a while, but thankfully we have got a pump with this. The engine oil and gearbox oil is now all changed, and the last thing I need to do before tidying up down there, because I've made a bit of a mess down in the bilge down there, if you can see that, it's a bit of oil down there. But I just need to run the engine, make sure the oil filter is filled up, check the dipstick again, top it up probably a little bit more, and then I'll be done, which will be really nice, and we'll be ready for this coming season. at night at the moment, we still have to leave the inverter charger that we've got on, and we can do that in most situations. However, it does slowly drain power, and the only reason we need it on is to be able to charge our phones at night, because we turn the Starlink off and everything else is run on 12 volt that is left on overnight, like the fridges and everything like that. However, we don't have any 12 volt phone charger stationed in our cabin at the moment. So to solve that, we contacted Scanstrut, and they were very kind to send us some of their wireless chargers that we're going to install. We're going to have one on Becca's side of our bed in our room, one on my side, and then one on the pedestal inside here next to our internal helm. So at night we can turn the inverter off and still charge our phones, because we've got a few apps on there that we use to kind of like monitor stuff on the boat that we want to be able to get to quickly. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do now. I need to run some 12 volt wiring that I've got here from our switchboard, which is about here, all the way into our cabin. I'm gonna split it off to connect up these two, and then the one on the pedestal here is super easy because there's already a 12 volt supply below it, so I'm going to do that as well. But yeah, they're pretty nice little flush chargers as well, but it should be quite an easy install this. I've just got to run this long wire, but famous last words, hopefully it will be.
Look what's down there.
Have an old prop and a few other random bits.
In case of emergency. Nice.
There it is.
Yeah.
This is not going to work.
What are these from?
These are some tools from some friends in the boatyard. It's really flat drill.
That's handy.
Actually, you can get in there.
That's so cool.
Oh, I love it. Such a good tool.
Wow.
And then you can centre it a bit more if you want.
That's pretty nice.
I need to peel and stick now. Nice.
She looks pretty. Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, like your new charger.
Imagine if it just worked right now. Oh, you wouldn't want it much more in there. But it's nice because it means, oh, it's grippy as well.
Yeah. No more wires. Oh yeah. And easy charging. You can just like drop it there.
And it's grippy, so it shouldn't slide around.
Yeah.
Happy?
Yeah, really happy. I like that. This side looks bigger than that.
I think it is.
It definitely is a little bit, isn't it?
The third and final wireless charger is going to go on our dashboard, because when you're in the saloon it's really nice just to whack a phone up there and, thank you, and get it charging. Nice one, that was very controlled. You think there?
Yeah, that looks pretty spot on. Oh, okay, that was done. In order to finish our railings along the side, we need to do one more thing to make sure that they're actually attached, because when we added the solar arch, it's a little bit further back than the old railings were. And so to make up that gap, we're actually going to use Dyneema, and a lot of people use Dyneema because if you do need to get access sides, you can take a knife this stuff and open it up and kind of take away all your railings if you need to. So what I'm going to do is cut 4 lengths of this, put eye splices in each of them, and then basically whip them into place. So I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. But first things first, I need to cut 2 1.5 meter lengths and 2 2 meter lengths of this.
For our guardrails, we are using Dyneema, as Zach has already said, and this morning I spliced a Mobius locking splice. If I explain it in the simplest way, it's an eye and it's back on itself, but that isn't strong because it can slip out. So what you do is you basically feed it once through itself, then that way through itself, and it locks it here. If you can see that, it's got, you know, a crisscross in it. It's like a figure of 8, and then it's locked the whole way. And there's not a ton of load on our lifelines. Obviously, if someone falls into it, there is. You can probably get away with not tapering off the end of this, but I tapered it, just how you would any other thing. With, I know, rigging, you have to taper it to the T, because that's what gives it the, you know, the strength in the tail. But yeah, I'm just going to do another one. I've got 2 long lengths to do and 2 short ones to do. It makes no difference to the eye splice how long the line is for me. It's just all about the diameter of the line, because I have to times it by 72. So I'm putting about 22 centimeters back in on itself, which brings it to kind of that. Four eye splices done. There you go.
Okay, nice. That's
Go
good.
anywhere. And that is how they look. Easy peasy.
Oh, let's go. Muchas gracias. Sí. Are you guys ready? See. Is the other side on? Yeah, the side's all off. Okay. All right, be safe. Yeah, we'll see you guys in a bit. Am I good for that now? Yeah, you're fine. Yeah. Ciao, ciao. See you, Bruce. We'll see you in PV.
Bye. Bye, see you soon.
Bye, Judy.
We're doing it.
We're getting out of here. 6 months later. We haven't forgotten anything, have we? You!
I can't believe we just did that.
Good job.
I actually can't believe we've just left.
We're out of here, baby. Let's go.
That was the most whirlwind week we've ever had.
And day, it's just been a blur. I'm exhausted.
We've
Be out though.
We've got a 24-hour weather window to cross this bay, which is a hairy bay. I'll talk more later when we get out and see about why we've decided to go so abruptly. Going. My head is swimming. Wow.